It was a regular night for me where I was just going to hop on EarthMC. I remember looking at different Discord servers and just seeing what was going on. One of them happened to be TBI. Now, in the old days, this chat was usually a toxic hellscape, so I'm not sure why I decided to actually look at it, but I did, and I am so thankful I did. Because in that chat, there was a message that said, "A ton of people are at the Chinese town of Huzhou, waiting for it to fall. There's apparently 3,000 plus gold and 71 chests." I immediately halted all of my non-existent plans for the night and headed there. I hopped in the tri-state voice chat and I sat there alone for a bit and figured out how to get to Huzhou. After a little bit of struggling, I figured out how to get to the town, and I saw it. It was a pretty massive town with high walls and a moat around it. With one glance, I realized why there were so many people there. There was gold everywhere. This town was rich, and I mean rich enough to use gold in their roads and trees. Slowly, a few people joined the tri-state voice chat, and I explained what was going on. Everyone who joined got on board for the raid. Sadly, the one issue was no one knew when the town would fall. Sure, 42 days of inactivity, but when that exact moment was not known because with crashes and slow ticks, it really could not be calculated. It could be another 24 hours for all we knew. I started waiting probably around 9 or 10 p.m. that night, so with each hour it was getting late and harder for everyone in the group to be able to stick around. But this also meant that the other groups waiting were leaving too. Hour by hour went by and we started to strategize a bit more. OJam, or Orange Juice Moose, came up with the idea of creating a town in the center once it falls. That way we have a safe spot and no one else can take the stuff from the middle. And while the middle's safe, we can take the stuff from the outer portion and do the middle later. This idea was pure genius because it guaranteed us tons of stuff once it falls. And the question was, will it ever fall? The town then fell, and everyone went running in. We created a town in the center and we split up into different corners to just get as much valuable stuff we could get. It was a rush, just getting as much as we could and mining out the gold, and then being able to go right back and get more. We ended up getting around 1,500 to 2,000 gold that night, and we split it up evenly between the group. We all got a bunch of souvenirs and gear that night too. Some of the items I got that night are still my favorite, like this banner. We couldn't believe how well we did at raiding this town. We ended up taking a picture together on the top of the center tower before heading off for the night. Our friend Big Red then wrote an article on what happened that night and ended up getting on the front page of the EarthMC website. It was awesome how big this raid became, and I still remember how mad some of the other groups were at us because of what we did and how we were able to be so successful at claiming all the stuff. We then got very hungry and we wanted to raid more, so we tried to create a server and a group chat and try and look for future raids. But we quickly realized that big towns like that don't fall often, and we probably won't find another one for a very long time. Every time I think of what is my favorite night, that's the time I think of. The exhilaration and the rush of taking the stuff and having to fight off against other people. It was so different compared to every other night. Of course I had tons of other good nights, otherwise I wouldn't still be making videos like this, or playing the game at all, or being a staff member. But that one is definitely one to remember. And that's the story of my favorite night on EMC. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like if you like the video, and if you want to see more content like this, comment below, and if you have a different idea, comment below. Thanks for watching. See ya.